Hey folks, this is Noble Rambler, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Dungeon Siege, where we are still on our way to the town of Stonebridge. We know that we can't get there the old way, the bridge has been taken out, so we have to go through the crypts. And we are constantly under the threat of who?
The Krug!
The Krug. So, we've got this area that we stopped at last time. We've got some enemies waiting for us over here. We've got a big glowing blue wolf. I assume there's a pack in here. And some interesting lighting coming through. So let's walk around and verify this is just for effect. And it is. Looks like we can't. Now we can go back into here a little bit. But it ends right in here. So let's head back over here, and this right here is a life shrine. The idea is as you stand there, your red or your health will increase. Whether or not it can increase fast enough to take on multiple enemies is another thing. We'll find out. 2 at a time. Now we're starting to lose ground here. 3 at a time. Definitely losing ground. Let's head back and take a different tactic. Switch over to ranged. Let's see, X gives us our markers. Tell you what, before we get too excited here, let's get our health potion in. Excuse me. Time out. Okay. We'll go back to melee. And there might be times during the future episodes when some of these battles just feel like they're taking too long and too repetitive that you'll find me playing with my video editing software and do a little speed up, a little fast motion, and zip our way through a scene, then I'll pop out of it and I may just act like nothing ever happened. Let's pop back on here, watch our health increase, and it does. And let's go to ranged and trigger this one. Back to melee and attack. Let's see if he's strong enough to overwhelm the healing effect of this shrine here. Looks like we're maintaining. Second time recording this episode. I got to the end last time, clicked on the entrance to the crypts, and the game crashed. So, again, Fraps doesn't play well with Dungeon Siege. So I'll have to remember this time to... that's actually going to be a good place for an episode cut anyway. So, keep that in mind before I find myself staring blankly at the screen going, oh man. Alright, let's clean these guys out. Nope, no better weapons yet. And let's health up. In fact, let's pull that out over here. And yeah, we'll take you out first. Oh, these mosquitoes are annoying. Okay, we're going to skip the chair leg. Just something to have to drop later. And track over here. And here. And here. Seem to have come into a camp. Looks like a Krug camp, or the Krugs have taken over a camp. Let's go into a little more of a stealth mode here. See who we can take out from a distance. try and take these guys more of one at a time. There we go. Pick that up, and that. And let's sneak around. Actually, let's go over here. Trigger this guy first. Yep, got them both at once. So let's see who we can take out from a distance before we're hand to hand. That's it? One shot? Come on, do that again. There you go. Now we'll go hand to hand. Alright, so he's over there. Seem to be safe behind us. Let's head in here and see what this is all about. We've got frack that are caged up. I'm assuming they're using those as weapons, or that's their version of a pet. And cages that I'm assuming they were using to capture humans. Too bad we can't destroy those. Okay, there we go. So, we done in here? Well, tell you what, let's break these open and use them as target practice. Still have our skill grinding to do. We get our hand-to-hand up to level 2 soon. You two. Another sign telling us the crypts are this way. 3 against 1. That's not fair, guys. But we can handle it. Don't drop a lot of loot. Yep, grab him. Okay. Head in this direction. See if there's anything up in here. There is a pathway in that direction. Let's see what's up there. That's interesting. Statue that can be activated. Let's take him out from a distance. See if we can just... Nope, they're both triggered. Now, back to this one. Good shot. Let's take him out. And him. This is a pixie. I believe he will give you a shot of mana. Okay. Pixies that are mana and that are health? Nope. Let me walk up to them, but maybe you have to need it. So let's go over here and see what's going on. Secret entrance. Underground passage into like a dungeon setting. Green glowing eyes. What could possibly go wrong here? Aha. Aha. Yep. So gargoyles. They seem to be statues. I think throughout this game some of them actually will be statues. So maybe random which ones come to life. One of these statues activate. What is in here? More of them. And these are jade gargoyles. They actually attack you. Kind of ranged weapons. And actually do some harm too. Let's health up. Seems to be only one thing in here. It's activating this statue, which usually goes quite wrong. Yep. 2 skeletons to play with. I'm thinking that they've got a pretty sizable attack if you let them get a hold of your head. Looks like a mace that they're carrying. Ah, great. Anyway, let's find out what their attack is. Don't think they can take us out with one shot. Well, got them in time. Let's pick up all these items. One of them would not fit. So, we are getting to the point where we've got to decide what is important and what isn't. Let's start tossing some of these things that I know are not going to benefit us later. A dented mace, 8 to 10. We are doing 4 to 8. Okay. Let's equip that one. Now we've got a 10 to 14 hand-to-hand combat damage, which should go up when we get up to level 2 on our melee. So I'll move these guys off to the side. Got plenty of room for picking up new items. So we're going to leave those. We're going to pick this one up. Nothing else to do in here. So let's get back on our path. Now, we're playing on hard level, which is far more of a challenge and more entertaining to watch. But the downside, I'm assuming, is that it's going to take just that many more hits to take out an enemy, which means we may spend 3 or 4 minutes at a time watching me take out, some of these larger enemies. So I'm wondering if the normal difficulty would finish the enemies off quicker, meaning the entertainment value of the videos versus the difficulty of the challenge of the videos. So there may be a time in the future where I'll turn this back down to normal just so we can get through these scenes a little quicker, so we're not out at episode 257 before we finish the game. Now, this is a surprise. I thought I would be... I see, I was missing all those times, because I expected one hit would take each one out. We went around quite a bit before the first one fell, so I'm thinking I've got the damage, but I don't have the skill to even make the hit. So as the melee level goes up, that probably affects more of the skill or the ability to make contact. The dice roll, did you actually hit, yes or no, before we calculate what the damage is. That's my guess. Where are we at with this area? We cleared out over here, so we're going this way. And let's get a little more skill grinding in. One hit, yeah. So it's just a matter of being able to hit. We just increase in strength. That's interesting. So our strength is just increased. Increases the melee damage. Ah, we were 10 to 14. Now that we're strength 11 instead of 10, we just went to 12 to 16. So the dexterity increases ranged weapon accuracy and armor rating. So our dexterity gives us a boost to our armor, and then the ability to actually hit ranged. Okay. Our intelligence increases our mana reserve, which this character is not going to be using much, but any mage characters that possibly join our party will be using it. We have an enemy over here. We're going to stick with our mace so we can continue to increase that skill level. 3 hits. This guy has only 8 points. He is a single hit because if we do make contact, we're going to do at least 12 to 16 damage. He is a 8, so 1 hit and he's down. So I take it that we cannot do less than 12 damage. Glowy area, we've got enemies over here. I will take you out first, because you're annoying. There you go, take him. Him. There we go, good job. Statues don't do anything. Get rid of the oversized housefly there. This is feeling more like the dungeon siege that I'm used to. 1 or 2 successful hits and the enemy goes down. Anything up in here? Nope, that's all cleaned out. Let's go over this direction. Take out a frack. And a skeleton. Our First skeleton in the wild. Let's see what they can do damage-wise. He's got a couple successful hits in. It took me down to 3/4 pretty quickly. So they are probably best done ranged. Yep. Let's top you off with one. Not 2 arrows, 3 arrows. Yeah. Okay, let's clean this area up. Let's see what's right over here. Back to the path. Take him out. Ouch. Now here's a pixie that gives you life rather than mana. We could use some right now, so let's head into the middle of this graveyard. Let's see if... Yep, he just gave us... They both did. And they disappear. It's like they're giving you their life. That's interesting. Yeah, we'll take you out first. Oh, we got 2 of them over here. There. Whole bunch of frack living in here. Kind of like a moist, dark area of the forest where the mosquitoes tend to thrive, just like in real forests. Okay. Okay, let's clean all this up. No, we have one more. Where are you? Alright. I see deer over here. There's panning and... There you are. Do they spook like real deer? Oh, hello. Let's take you out from a distance. Actually, let's move. There, now let's shoot you. Okay. Are you guarding anything? Does not appear to. Now the deer, yeah, they do spook when you get near them. Good. Adds a little realism to it. Nice sunburst or light burst coming through the canopy of the forest. Got some bats over here. And they scatter when you come near them too. Okay. More deer. Alright, let's head back to that opening of the crypts. Let's make sure we've cleared this area out. Let's get behind the crypt. Okay, so nothing here. Now this scene right here, I had remembered this from so many years ago when I played this game. At one time when I'd set up a Minecraft server and had my kids on their computers playing with me, we built a town, and I went off into the forest and built a stone building that looked just like this and dug down in and recreated much of the maze of the crypts here. We never did finish that. It was kind of a fun server that we had put together, but that was one of the challenges I took on, trying to recreate the crypts of Dungeon Siege. Now, at this point here, I think would be a great cut scene, or cut for this episode. We'll start next time right down in here, because as soon as I click right there, I'm going to crash. So there are limitations to these older games. They were created in like 16 and 32-bit environments, and I'm playing in 64-bit Windows 7. So there are things that the software, the coding, just can't calculate, and they hit impossible answers that just don't compute, and they shut down. So to compensate for that, we'll create our own workarounds and make it happen. So now, if you liked any part of this, hit the like or subscribe below, because both will help get this video ranked a little higher in YouTube search results, which means that more people can join us in this adventure. I thank you for watching, and this has been Noble Rambler. Good day.